Sanibonani emakhaya. Igama lami ngumandla, ngingowakadlazi Sibongo. Welcome to the drawing board and thank you for joining us today. I'm with the one and only Sphamandla Spha Mavuso, aka Ujadu, the man who used to give us sports updates every morning on one of the biggest radio stations on the African continent, Ukhozi FM. The man who is also a renowned music producer, having worked with the likes of Abusan El Musician, Mesh Sarila, and Uzola 7. Mr. Mavuso, welcome to the drawing board.
Smith Mfanagiti and the crew, thanks Mfanagiti for the invite.
Ukraine.
Top class Mfanagiti gini?
Number one.
Yabona ngini nani wait ntwana.
Yeah, ngiyabona man. Ngiyabona. Thank you for joining us mfethu. As a challenge with Ukhozi FM, sure. Having our listeners, which is millions and millions.
Sure.
How did you manage as Spha Mavuso to get in Ukhozi FM? Because obviously it's not easy.
To be quite honest, I'll tell you, to me it's a fascinating story. Other people will say it's a calling. I was doing grade 8, boarding school or private school.
Sure.
What happened was, like teachers would always do, which the class, what you want to be and all that.
Yeah.
Guys wanted to be doctors, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the very last second you may figure again.
Sure.
Then I answer. Mm. But somehow I want to work on radio.
Yeah.
But what? Not radio. But why? Then I answer.
Based on base then?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, listen, I had no clue. Whatever happened.
Sure.
I worked as a producer, reporter, researcher, and director.
Sure.
With TV. While I was doing that, in an interview I conducted with Ukhozi, as one of my experts, and the guy I always envied his work and how he did his things. Maskuluma naye. Wangubuza simple ga busebenza kuphi. And I told him, but we'll talk one day.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, maham. Umhlobo wenene then called me because my radio career actually started with Umhlobo wenene.
Mm-hmm.
So Umhlobo wenene called me as an analyst and a presenter. Ukhozi, I think I was driving home, which was a Monday, I remember.
Yeah.
He called me. Yona sa funa lapha maXhosa. Sikhona samazu. Funa sasumbona office. And the following day, obviously, we went to his office. What kwenzekala? And I told him what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But in Ghana, I think I've got a job for you.
Wow.
I wanted someone like you. I just didn't know it was you.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. The next thing, contract comes in, we look at it. Mm-hmm. You have to sign. I'll be honest with you. That's one contract I never read.
Yeah.
I figure now, you've got 5 minutes to sign. We assign what? But I need to go through it. What son, you must trust me. Forget the contract.
Yeah,
it's me who's talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're in jail, it's fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And fortunately, this started working out from there. 2009 approaching 2010. Mm-hmm. I started working on the World Cup, conference, and the World Cup as an analyst. Mm-hmm. And the response was positive. Joe said down with Mandran, I need you. Yeah, but you could at this forget everything else. Yeah. Okay, we look into it. Management your course now said wanted to keep me. Yeah. Sports, SAP Sports decided to radio, and I must do away with everything against the TV.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And then I really fell in love with radio. From 2010 until last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Mavuso, with the difficulty wonga industry, sales good is.
Sure.
Like you've said, you now on Ukhozi FM.
Sure.
But through each journey, can you tell us the point where you felt like giving up? And you had to go back and rethink how do I do this?
It happened actually quite a number of times, but maybe I should mention this one in particular. And I think I have a reason we should have done that. I think my whole life, I've always had a point where I had to sit down and revisit everything I was doing. Yeah. It's one of the things I recently did actually. Mm-hmm. It happened, I think, leaving boarding school. Because when I left boarding school, I didn't know where I was heading to. And remember, I would have not matriculated.
Yeah.
So I really, really had to reset my mind. Yeah. Went back home, sat down, I realized I did not belong there.
Sure.
What I wanted was not there. While I was still there, I kept on moving around. But I remember coming to Joburg, starting up, because then I did drama. While I was still trying to make that work, things were really terrible. I went back home again. That's when I sat down at the drawing board. And I realized what I wanted was in Joburg. I might have not gotten it the first time, never independent. But I know it's there. It's only a matter of being there at the right time.
Sure.
Came back to Joburg, okay. It wasn't easy, I'll be honest with you. I had to cut out on a lot of things in order for this to work. But I wasn't even certain if what I wanted was really what I came to Joburg for. But I knew it was somewhere there.
Sure.
It was a matter of perseverance. And I'll be honest, it's easy for me to speak like a hero and say, I sacrificed. Yes, I did sacrifice. It wasn't easy. And I say this to almost everyone. When you're in that phase, you'll get a lot of insults.
Sure.
When you're in that space, people will belittle you. People look down on you.
Yeah.
People will speak ill of you. If you are not ready for success, remember ukuthi indlela idlula.
Yeah.
If you are ready for success, remember ukuthi indlela idlula. So for me, basically, my drawing board was when I had to move from home, or moving from Joburg, going back home because I had financial problems and with my studies I could not proceed.
Yeah.
So going back home knowing I don't belong there, coming back to Joburg without a plan and having to make a plan.
Yeah.
Working for Mubam and knowing that I do not belong there. And I moved. Fortunately, I worked only 8 months for Mubam because I knew I did not belong there.
Yeah.
I stayed with the sports department for at least 13, 14 years.
Wow.
So I didn't make a wrong decision. I was certain. I'd say my drawing board was when I had to move from studying to the job I got. That all happened in the drawing board. And I have no regrets.
Now, Mr. Mavuso, having worked on television and having worked on radio, can you tell us the challenges zokusebenza kwi-TV and zokusebenza kwi-radio that you had to face?
I think it's a common challenge or problem. I would say worldwide or nationally or generally. It's unhealthy competition. It's unhealthy competition. It's terrible. It's terrible. We underestimate it. You know, those silent trolls, people who dislike you and all that. It goes a long way. Lack of support as well. When people are ready to smash you and bash you, I think that's been the biggest challenge. Lack of self-love. That is the biggest challenge. But between TV and radio, the challenge is with TV you work with a huge crew. But radio is just you and the producer. Sometimes it's just me alone. So that makes a vast difference. There are less politics when you work. However, there are bigger politics off air because now you become a brand. And this brand is monitored by almost everyone. This brand can easily be manipulated, can easily be destroyed by anyone, it can easily go astray. So those are challenges, I'd say, not at work, but outside of work, because the attention and the fame that comes with it attracts a whole lot of things. A whole lot of people as well. And it also attracts jealousy, envy, and hatred. That's the biggest challenge in radio. And everyone has a say about your life and how you work. You might ignore it. You might not care about it, but it will get to you. Almost everyone knows that. What makes it worse is being told you should not say anything, even when you are provoked. When you know, I'm supposed to say something here. Because you're going to bring the company into disrepute. You have to behave like a good schoolboy, but you're fuming inside. I would say you have to live a life that you don't really want to live, but you have to live that life because of your job. I would say that is the challenge for me.
Now, having mentioned, at the beginning of the show, we say Spha Mavuso, he's also into music. He's a well-renowned music producer. Mr. Mavuso, the journey from Wenza radio while producing music, and you're not just producing music, you're producing working with some of the biggest names in South Africa. How did that come about?
So I've always been surrounded by a musical family, or I've always been surrounded by music around me, like going to church as well. No one here, in fact. It's going to be one of the things. Actually, it's the first time I talk about this. I was one of my leaders in the church choir. Hey? I was. And it was funny because it was me and my sister. And my mom was also one of the leaders in church. So we were song leaders in church. So I think we've always said that. Went to a boarding school as well, played soccer. I remember this particular year. I played soccer, but there was a big argument of whether I should be in the soccer team or the school choir, because they wanted me in the school choir, but I mean, obviously soccer won.
Yeah.
You know. And then I came to Joburg. I started teaching. I fell in love with teaching a long time ago. Started dancing like any other boy. Yeah, well, music is always, I mean, if I was to be honest, I think we all listen to music. Sure. Yeah, well, and growing up with Lalipola and dancing, nearly the same thing. I don't think that people who love a piano compared to footballers, because they seem to be dancing. Kolamlam is a typical example.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, Kabuza. Yeah, well. So with me, it was the same thing as well, because if there's a group of boys or people, they sing and dance, and I was there. Came to Vets, damn, this DJing thing, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Right. I tried getting in, but it wasn't easy. I'm not going to mention names. I'm not going to blame people as well. But some people are allowed to do it, and I happen to be one of those people who are not allowed to do it. Sure. And there was no reason I could really get. There was a guy from Limpopo, DJ Lotson. Yeah. He released an album, I think, in 2003.
Yeah.
That guy gave me a chance. I think you've got it in you. While I was still trying to make it work, you know, familiar with that. Played in one gig, and there was late Kabzela.
Yeah.
Kabzela came to me. I said, yeah, when I'm fine. Wagaba. I'm like, hi, man, Spha Mavuso. Where are you from? He said, hey, I didn't know where I can go, man. No, show you music, yeah? I'm like, oh, thanks, Kaba. And remember, Kaba was big at FM, you know? So it was a compliment that you give me, let's hook up and do this. Excited, you know, like people to post the confidence.
Sure.
I walked out. Yeah, but now gig some guy tells me, I hardly know people in Joburg, food. How many M3 lang upon I don't know what to buy. I step out, who comes there?
Go.
Yeah, must be in time.
Sure.
Actually, come my lady 69. What do you need for now? Usivalelele no piece udlala ngalento yakho qaba la lapho imali yaphetha ne asabe siyapi asabe uyangithatha ngizwile bakuvalela ngaphandle lapho intiti yakho khona bayahlanya udlala lana ngike manje yabo started guessing that yabona give me a chance at FM. I played there with my sessions. Okay, I didn't have money. I was struggling to survive in Joburg because it was just me and my little bag I came with. Kabzela made sure with my kicks it takes me along. Sometimes it give me half of the payment. He would recommend me to certain people that go there DJ. Now I have money, I can afford these nice clothes, I can afford food, I can afford to go up and down KZN say la man. Not days have to go home. You know. After that, that's when I fell in love with the music. I tried making the DJing work. And then I met Utemo. Utemo is one of the biggest producers, hardly spoken about. The man behind the Shadna, Black Coffee, talk about Mbusi, Sun L, Shoda, Zays, include me, Maning, Tiwe, Lebo Matosa. So it's always been that guy who's interested in developing talent. I spoke with him, came with Ubusi, he was producing for Ubusi. Then he came with Ubusi to a gig. We had a live conversation. Gave him his number, his contact. Okay, no, sure, talk about it. I called him one time, I said, I want to pop in. I said, no, why not? They get into the house, it's got a studio, I love this. But I can't produce though. I remember some basics, a piano from back at school, but that's all gone. You can try it out. That's okay. I already have a computer. No, get a specific computer. Get a specific software. Not okay, I'll get the computer, I'll get you the software. One install the software, we did the first track work. Basics. Second day, he came with Sun L musician to my house. I lived in Melville then. Boy, he came with Sun L, we did a track. Said I lost the track, I used to love it. I lost it with hard drive. And they left me and said I should try it out. I tried something out, I called him. You're on the right track, you need to improve. So he gave himself time. Just like he did with Sun L and a lot of other guys. So he gave himself time, I started producing, checking if it works. Mesh Sarela came in. I love what you do. While I was still working in my studio, invites me to Zola's studio. Uzola, I'm friends with. But Uzola, we have this brotherly relationship, not your music. Now I'm in the studio doing this. Hey, Wena, what are you doing here? I'm on CPs. Hey, Cal, you're really good at this. Hey, make something for me. Okay, so but I will see you. Spelete came in, number Don, but I'll speak about Umesh in particular because I think that's one guy who worked really well with. Intatagus album Gazola. That's where we work hectically. Even before Intatagus, there's a few tracks, These Fools and Cool, track damage featuring Uzola. So I think there was a lot happening. There was a good vibe even in the studio. You know, I think that's when I grew as a DJ with the mesh around, because the guy was patient as well. Yeah, but now he learned a lot from me. But I believe I learned more from him than he learned from me. I don't know what he has to say. But I used to write and compose a lot for him while it was good production. I helped him become a good writer and composer. That's what we did together. So Uzola, the album came out. I think it did well with the politics around. Guzoba, These Fools and Cool, I think the single did well as well. From there, I think I gained some confidence. Melville, you know, when at the studio in the house, working there alone, Sunday not demo would pop in. What you working on? Let's do this. While I'm still at that, Demo is doing something for Ubus, I need your assistance. Oh, sure, of course, I'm in. So now those invites, there was another guy, he's late. May soul rest in peace. SK, Swati King.
Oh, Swati King called.
Yeah, Swati King. Now I was one of those guys who come to my house and stay for 5 days doing production work. That now I'm down the road, when I'm away for the studio 7. So another guy people don't talk about AKA benefited a lot from those guys. A lot of hip hop guys actually were made by SK. But guys always talk about MT, you know. I'll talk about other guys, I don't care.
Now, Mr. Mavuso, we are coming towards the end conversation here, you know. Having said B-Sports, your biggest inspiration was Ubab Johulda. Now, good music, who is that one person you can say, this person really, really inspired me?
I would say a lot of people. Locally, because in my teens, was one of the biggest producers. Almost every song had him speaking. It might sound funny. But speaking. I wanted to be a guy like speaking. The color was made by speaking. The baseline was speaking, I can tell. It's that with it's me. And now he's got that signature. He made a lot of hits and classics, not just hits to speaking. So it's that guy I kinda wanted to look up to. And then in hip hop, I think almost every guy who grew up listening to hip hop will talk about you, Dr. Dre. But we wanted to beat Dr. Dre. And we figure the house and the dance. I just wanted to do things right, like with Demo production. The guy takes his time, man. When he might not be as big as he's supposed to be because the bubble gum sells, but he makes some classics. You know, a few people tell about those Superman, which he was there. Which you let Matosa banger or outdated. Demo was the guy who influenced into silently. Dr. Dre does that silently. There was a time I was convinced to which Ukio might be a guy to look up to, but I never got to a point of looking up to him. And that's why I never got to that point. But I really believed. Not that I've stopped believing. I don't know if I still believe. But that guy, Enzo Shuti Ganjad, besides him, I just wanted to do something for myself, man. You know, Uplekov inspired me a lot in 2009. Manga Kulme Kriniso. With the album Yake, Homebrewed. And I'll tell you why it became inspiration. The way he mixed and fused our music, our sound, and our languages into a house music which was seen as foreign music. He made us own house music. We've always DJ'd house music because, to mention a few DJs who've always released music, they always compiled music into an album. It was not their music. Who play off with the Shana boys. Well, okay, Ishana overall. Those are guys I wanted to look up to. Now I remember. Which I wanted to make music the same way they did. They will have to forgive me, but I tell them all the time, it was a pirated tape, but we didn't care. I remember that. Tape. My cousin actually pirated it somewhere at Debe. Got home, I stole it from him. That's how nice it was. Took to Joburg with me. One boozer for years, like years. Like my pig.
Mr. Mavus, now a lot of people are buzzed with you. You inspired a lot of guys, myself included, you know, where you took people under your wing, you know, where you could accommodate people in your house, you know, and direct about this is the way you should go, you know. I remember for a couple of years, you know, you were our mentor, you know, and still are. what's your words of encouragement, to everyone out there, for whatever they are doing, baphumelele, and for them to keep going?
Yes, Mita, thanks for the compliment, Ipana first. I'm not perfect. I don't know it all, to be quite honest. I think that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Accept and admit when you do not know. It's okay not to know. The only way you'll get to know is if you admit and accept and you start working on information.
Yeah.
I think we have to be honest about this because almost everyone claims about top.
Sure.
I'm on top. They're drippy. Everyone is about attention they get, not the cracks of what they have to do.
Yeah.
It starts there. Do things right first. When you start doing things right, it's easy for you to go out there and be anything.
Yeah.
Because what you offer or what they want is something you specialize on.
Yeah.
Secondly, this cake is big enough for all of us. We all have a turn. Listen, your turn will come.
Sure.
Your turn will come. But that happens if you choose the right path.
Yeah.
And it's easy for umuntu what is the right path. Deep down your heart, your inner voice will always tell you.
Sure.
There are certain things you like. There are certain things you can achieve.
Sure.
And these are two separate things. A typical example, you might want to date Beyonce. Will you? Okay, set your phone norms and you look at it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying be realistic about this.
Yeah.
Don't do it for the fame. Do it for the right reasons.
Yes.
I never cared about being on photo shoots and calendars and doing these things because I was not there for that. I will never be there for that.
Yeah.
But a one-on-one between you and me, you can always talk. I don't think I'm a role model. I really don't think so. I live in a world where we make mistakes every day. But just know what you want. Know what you want and go for it.
Yeah.
Listen, block everything out. Block everything out. It's not everything you hear you need to hear.
Yeah.
Some of the things you'll hear, you don't have to consume and process. That's one thing I'll tell each and every guy in Uguti. Keep your eyes on the trophy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy. It's easy to do what we do.
Yeah.
But social life challenges. My guy, the next thing on radio becomes sexy overnight. Almost every girl wants you. You've got a nice car. That's why I'll say keep your eyes on the trophy.
Yeah.
It's one thing I know. And remember, which is I think people easily forget that. And know why you got into this. If I was I should have left the radio in 2016.
Yeah.
In fact, I sent a letter of resignation in 2016. I sat down with the Mahrut man. I said, why did you get into this? Why do you want to leave? But give us a year, think about it.
Yeah.
I did for a year.
Yeah.
And I kept on doing it. But the truth is, my mind was not there anymore. So was my heart.
Yeah.
I sat down with them and again I told them, I said, listen, I do this because you want me to do it. I do it not because I want money. My point is, I had to be honest with myself.
Sure.
The environment was not working for me. And in fact, poor Mr.
Yeah.
Poor Mr. Poor Mr.
Yeah.
I say this over and over again, Evanti. Poor Mr. You know when I could be anywhere doing whatever. But I'm just
yeah.
Not because
Yeah.
people will look down on you. You're not there for that.
Yeah.
People look at your dress code. You're not there for that. They'll talk about your car. You're not there for that. Your accent. You're not there for that.
Sure.
The language you speak. You're not there for that. Your tribe, your race. It never ends.
Yeah.
It never ends. But if you know that what matters is not important. When people don't understand that. If that matters to you, it's not important to me. It's your problem, not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it gives you a guidance. Don't grow a big head.
Yeah.
Once you get to a stage where you know, leave, look for another challenge. That's why people grow big heads. Always know why you're there. Have a plan.
Yeah.
Listen, work on your plan. Just like music, work on a plan.
Yeah.
I had a 10-year plan on the radio. Trust me. I think 10 years was too long, but I'm clear.
Yeah.
I just had a longer plan. That's basically what it takes. And be as genuine as possible.
Yeah.
Be as genuine as possible. I've seen guys who come in as Christians. They walk out as drunkards. I'm talking about radio.
Yeah.
Some guys walk in as drunkards and they walk out as preachers. Some walk in as virgins and they walk out as prostitutes. That's the reality. That's how radio can change you.
Yeah.
Or not just radio, the industry, if you allow it. But if you're the same person all the time,
Yeah.
you last longer than other people. It's like hairstyles with women in fashion. There's always a new hairstyle.
Yeah.
As a guy, you know you can't do that. You know what you stand for. What are you gonna do? PS? What are you track? When you track? I'm just saying there's always something influencing you.
Sure. The greatest advice this man has ever given me is to never get lost in it. Babugele Makai, we thank you for tuning in. It's been great. Nizwile from the man himself, Sphamandla Mavuso, the man who did it for many years on radio. He was an inspiration to a lot of homes. Masvuga, Siaskele, Kseni, you know, as we prepare, we listen, we got inspired. So I hope you too at home, you will never forget, because no matter how difficult it is, you can always go back to the drawing board. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.